Welcome to Rovaniemi. Please remain seated and keep your safety belt fastened until our...
Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and I love running. Every year I participate in some new marathons, and after each marathon, Vani and I have a tradition of going to a new country. This time, we are in Finland. In this video, I'm going to take you along as we explore Rovaniemi. We are going to go on a long drive somewhere towards the Russian border hunting for auroras till late in the night. The next day, we are going to take you around the city a little bit and also go hiking to Ounasvara. I'll try to share some information about how to shoot auroras as a layman and also about Rovaniemi. So hop along and hope you enjoy the view. We are here one day after the Berlin Marathon, and we are here in Rovaniemi to try to get some northern lights captured tonight. We took the Santa Claus bus from outside the airport to reach the middle of the city. It was quite a pleasant ride, and we passed through the Santa Claus village and the train station on the way. After we reached the city, we treated ourselves to a nice reindeer steak, and then we were off for the aurora hunt.
Well, we are off to look for auroras. We try and shoot some of the northern lights and share with you how the experience goes. This is not my first time. I went to Norway last year to do that, and the outcome was not that satisfactory, so we are off again. This time we are in Finland, and we try to share our experiences on how to shoot northern lights.
We joined an aurora hunter who we found via Instagram. They had some very good reviews on their website, and their claim to fame was that they would drive very long distances until they get an aurora. The only flip side was that they don't give any gear to battle the cold or any tripod for your camera. So unlike our Norway experience, in this one we were on our own. But it was not so cold yet, so we just had to take care of our camera equipment and some warm clothes. For my equipment, I was carrying an iPhone 14 and a Nikon D750. I was carrying a couple of tripods as well for the cameras. For shooting the nightscape, I was also carrying a wide-angle lens for my DSLR. It was a 17 to 35mm Nikon lens. For those who want to shoot auroras, I will leave a list of the equipment in the description for the video. After driving for a couple of hours, it was really dark, and soon we found our first aurora. There were a lot of clouds, and the lights were not very strong yet, but it was still breathtaking. With bare naked eyes, you would not see the colors, you would only see the white wisps. But with cameras, the experience becomes much more worthwhile. I took the first few footages on my iPhone, and the results were better than what I thought. If you plan to use an iPhone for the same, put the camera at the widest angle possible and also increase the exposure to the maximum. I shot all my iPhone videos in time-lapse mode and also a few photos using the camera timer. Make sure you have a tripod to support it. I can't brag that my photos were really good, but I was happy with the results. We carried on driving till late in the night, looking for auroras and waiting at different spots. After a few stops, I felt confident enough to take out the DSLR. The results, of course, were much better than iPhones. While shooting with the DSLR, you can play around with some of the settings, particularly the ISO and the shutter speed. But you need to have a very low aperture, preferably around 2.8 or so. Now, I'm not a photography expert who can teach you how to shoot aurora borealis very well, so I will leave it to those blogs which specialize in this. But from my experience this time, I think taking time lapses is a much better way to store the memory than photographs. We drove very late into the night, and our guide mentioned that we were very close to the Russian border. Therefore, we had to turn back, and our hunt was done.
It's day 2 and we are out to hike. We have a flight in the evening, but we just want to catch a quick hike before we take the flight. So we are going to Ounasvara to walk around a little bit.
We started our hike along the Kemijoki river and crossed over to the other side of town. Just a little ahead after you cross over to the other side, you will reach the Ounasvara trail. The trail begins at the bottom of the hill and starts becoming steeper gradually. With a slow and steady climb, we reach the top. Once you reach there, you can climb the watchtower and enjoy some beautiful views. We climbed back down and carried on further to explore the area. As we explored further, the terrain became rocky and there were no trails anymore on this part, so we just walked around randomly on the rocks. After walking around on the rocks randomly for a while, we reached the road again. And from here onwards, our journey back began. When we reached back in town, our plan was to look around a little bit and explore the surroundings. Rovaniemi is the capital of the Lapland. It's a small town with just over 65,000 residents. During the Christmas season, this place becomes really lively because Rovaniemi is also considered to be the hometown of Santa Claus. But we were there during the off-season, due to which most of the places were shut down and there was no crowd around. We just spent some time walking around the shopping mall and the streets nearby. Until we reached the street where there were some restaurants. We decided to stop at a place called the Saigon Noodle Bar. It was a Vietnamese restaurant with very good reviews on Google. We ordered for some really spicy food from their menu. And it definitely did not disappoint us. I was wearing my thermals and my jacket when I started food, but by the time I was halfway through, I had to take off everything. Man, if I could have even taken off the t-shirt. I think the food in Rovaniemi overall was very satisfying, including the reindeer steak we had the previous day and the breakfast in the hotel. After the meal, we walked around a little bit more to digest our food. We found our way back to the Kemijoki river and took a nice, long, leisurely walk along it for one last time, until it was time to head towards the airport and fly towards Helsinki, marking the end of our journey in Rovaniemi. After Rovaniemi, we were headed towards Belgium to a small town called Dinant. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the like and subscribe button and do follow us for more such content. So thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next one.